Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and this is the Burton Classic Snowboard Binding. The Burton Classic can be ridden in two different ways. It can be used and ridden as a splitboard binding that's compatible with split kits. I know the Volet kit works really well with this thing. And it can be ridden just like a normal binding, like a classic OG Burton binding. Now, notice that this is not a EST binding and it's not a reflex binding. This is actually one of the stiffest base plates that Burton offers. It's 45% short glass nylon, and notice it doesn't have that split where the reflex bindings will. Now, another great thing about this chassis though is that it has the classic Burton kind of toe ramp. You can extend that thing out if your feet grow. You can extend that to accommodate your foot size. I like this binding, and I have a feeling a lot of guys out there that grew up riding classic Burton bindings are gonna love this thing because it feels like the old bindings used to, a little bit more rigid than most. Now, it does come with discs, or a disc. And even though it looks like this would be compatible with a 3D mounting pattern, it's not. It can only be mounted on basically three different kinds of mounting patterns. The channel system, which is exclusive to Burton boards, 4x4 and then 2x4. So just be aware of that. It does not work with a 3D mounting pattern. Now, the high back, as you see, has lots of padding along the back side. It's not a zero lean high back. It automatically has a little bit of forward lean to it. There's a dial forward lean adjustment, and it is canted as well. So it'll align your ankles and your knees just a little bit better. Then there's the footbed. Now, the footbed, it doesn't have as much cushioning as you may have hoped for. There's just like single EVA padding in the heel and in that toe box area, and that's basically it, not on the discs. It's not as cushiony as some of the other bindings. Again, this is a very responsive and rigid style snowboard binding. I'd say on the very stiff end of the scale. And then there's the straps. Well, we have the lightweight React strap. This is the same strap that you find in this year's Cartel. It's very thin, triple spine on the inside, 3D contoured. This is a really nice ankle strap. Actually, one of my favorites, very minimalistic and pretty darn lightweight. And the toe strap is the classic Get a Grip cap strap. The only downside to the Get a Grip cap strap is that you can't wear it on the front of your foot or on top of your foot. You can only wear it on the front of your toes. And then both straps or buckles are actually called the Smooth Glide buckles. It's a polycarbonate and aluminum combined together. This is a classic binding. That's why it's called the Classic. Again, it's to be used either for split boarding, or you can just use it on your normal snowboard if you want that classic Burton snowboard binding feel. Make sure to check it out at thehouse.com.